Welcome to Dead On Impressions.
This is Walter Cronkite for CBS News with a special report. Tonight we focus on Bridgegate, the scandal that has embroiled Governor Christie, and people are starting to wonder whether he can survive. With us today is another deceased member who would like to talk on our panel about Mr. Christie. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce former Senator Arlen Specter.
Thank you, Walter. Look, I've figured this out. It has to do with a single token theory. A token came from Christie's office. It then went to the persons in charge of the bridges. It went to a third person, and then an unknown passenger going through the bridge. Now, here's the odd thing. The coin had Christie's picture on it. And that leads me to suspect that this trail is not over. Now, as a former prosecutor, I'm not going to blame Christie. I just think there needs to be more investigation of this single token, which may explain the entire mystery.
Well, thank you, former Senator Specter. Now we turn to former President Ronald Wilson Reagan for his comment on the Christie token.
Well, yes, you know, I've made it a habit never to speak ill of a fellow Republican. I call it my 11th commandment. However, in this case, I'm going to break it and say that if Christie knew about this, he's quite an ass.
Thank you very much, former President Reagan. And now, with a view that everyone is expecting to hear because it'll be relevant and it'll be good. And that's the view of former President Richard Nixon.
Look, I could identify with all this. You see, I said, I am not a crook. I'm proud of that. So when I heard Christie say, I am not a bully, I instantly bonded with the man. And I don't think he is a bully. A little rough at the edges, maybe.
Thank you very much, former President Nixon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man who knows the most about the bridge, because he wanted it connected directly to his district. The bridge to his district, and they called the bridge to nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, now we would like to introduce Representative Charlie Rangel.
Look, the reason I'm on, I know I'm alive, but a lot of people think I'm dead. This is what I had said to Christie. The whole thing would be forgiven if you bring the Charlie Rangel ramp right to 125th Street and 8th Avenue, my neighborhood. This could be good for you politically, and having my name on it would certainly help you with certain people who need to sponsor you. So build the ramp, and all is forgiven, even though you did cut off those poor people from New Jersey.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. A view of the bridge to nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the way.
Look, I need to say something, Walter, before you go. They cut that ramp off, and they cut off my favorite place, Wanda's escort service. So I was upset. I'm sorry to interrupt, and I know I'm alive, but I've come back from the dead many times.
Thank you, former President Clinton. That was an interesting viewpoint. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the way it is. Good night from CBS.